The coming days are going to see the mercury in our thermometers hit 30 degrees centigrade, with potential for significant impacts on the health and social care sector. I know there are some people out there saying, why do you warn people about hot weather? And I have to reply, that's because every year people become ill as a result of extreme weather, and we have a duty to look after everybody. So that's why we're talking about it now. And it's also got to be noted, as many of the people marching yesterday on the Restore Nature March would probably argue, is that there is something of a climate emergency hatching, and the temperatures we're experiencing in the UK are not familiar to us, I would suggest. Well, Steph Coulter is a meteorologist, joins me to discuss. Morning, Steph. I can see you already in your garden, the sun lighting you up very beautifully. It is tempting to just go, isn't it gorgeous, isn't it gorgeous, isn't it gorgeous? I find it gorgeous, but it is also stressful and difficult.
It's stressful and difficult when we get the really extreme temperatures. So in 2022, when we got to 40.3, that was incredibly stressful. That was our first red warning of heat that we had. This is just really a warm spell that we're coming to. So both you and some of your grumblier listeners say are both right, because yes, it's not that unusual that we get to around 30 degrees. And it is the most vulnerable people that we're worried about. So this warning that we have, the yellow warning, it's for healthcare professionals mostly. It's for those who are looking after the most vulnerable people. For people like me, who's lucky enough not to be on any medication that the heat doesn't like, then I will probably just find this a really nice warm spell of weather. If you're on the tube in London, yes, it's going to be pretty horrible. It's always very sticky when it's warm down there. So it's a bit hit and miss. Some people will really enjoy it. Other people, we just need to take that little bit of extra care.
I hope you'll forgive me, but my dearest friend Lewis, he's something of a star on this show due to the fact that his relationship suffers in the morning because he hears my voice, and so does his partner. But that's a sidetrack. He's a roofer. And despite the fact that I've been nagging him for the last 20 years to put sun lotion on, he just won't do it. And you imagine being up on a roof and 30 degrees, and his nose skin peels off at the end of the week. So perhaps we could have a word for people who are working outside in the sun to take care. I know at my daughter's school it's, slop, slip, slap, or whatever they do like in Australia, and it's very much in people's minds.
Yes, I think if your friend doesn't really like sun cream for whatever reason, maybe a hat.
Because he's hard.
Would be a nice
he's
compromise.
hard.
Yeah, he's hard. But hard men wear hats. My dad is follically challenged, shall we say, and he's always... Actually, he's been fairly careful with the sun cream, but he likes his foreign holidays. He's always gone away somewhere, and he now has the precancerous growth. So he has learned the hard way. So yeah, I would tell your friend just to take that little bit of extra care.
Hear to that. Now, if we're having it warm, then it would be fair to say that parts of Europe are having it red hot. Sicily turning tourists away due to drought on the island. Mallorca was yesterday hit by if I got this right, a meteo tsunami. Maybe you can tell us something about that. And wildfires in Greece, of course, where dear Michael Mosley was sadly we lost him, and I believe in extreme heat of 42 degrees. So Europe's having it really hard.
Yeah, so North Africa, it's like this little place where it sort of builds the heat up more and more during the spring and early part of summer. And then if you get winds from the wrong direction, it'll just pipe all of that really hot air to whatever part of the world that the wind direction is going to. And this time it was the southeast of Europe. So it's not the same heat we're getting. We're getting hot, humid air up from the Azores. This was a very hot spell of weather that came up from Africa, and so that was across like Cyprus and Greece and Turkey. Very, very hot there.
It seems relatively small beer, but I think it is actually significant, which is the British holiday abroad. Some of the papers are reporting it. We might talk about it a little later in the programme. The British holiday is going to change the run to the sun at the moment the schools break up. It's going to be too hot in places of Europe, sort of looking forward. And the argument seems to be in the newspapers that more and more of us are choosing off-peak holidays, presumably those without kids.
Well, I do remember several years ago, might have been decades, going off to Madrid for a holiday to see a band play. That's why I was there. But all of the shops had signs on saying Cerrado por Agosto. They just shut for August and they left. So the locals knew already. It was just us fools that went there. So I think from now on, we might start paying a bit more attention because this is in the news a bit more and there are more extremes. So it might be, if you're looking at an August holiday, is Greece the right place, or maybe somewhere else? Yeah, there are questions that I would ask myself before booking somewhere.
I noticed that every area of the UK is being hit with a 30-degree weather warning apart from the northeast. So Tyneside could become the holiday centre for the future. Who knows? Steph Coulter.
I'm booking my holiday now.
Up with the Georges. Great place to go, I have to say. And they don't have coats even in the winter. Lovely talking to you, Steph Coulter.